Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in, and in this video we're going to talk about what are some of those topics that is often not mentioned or discussed in not only immigrant community but in majority of communities when it comes to immigration. Even it can be the case that your sponsor or the person who was giving you advices and is supposed to be that advisor with all those experience doesn't know or would not refer to this topic as one of those important factors, which I'm here to tell you based on my own experiences, it's going to affect you. Now, what is that topic? What am I talking about? And what has been my experience that made me create this video for you guys? Okay, so what I've noticed is that majority of people, when they make this transition of moving to a different nation, let's say in this case we're gonna basically eliminate it to one country, and it's the United States. Either you're in process of moving to the US, either you are been planning to do planning to move to the US for a long time, but it just ran into different problems or different situation came up, like your wife got pregnant, like your dad passed away, like your mom all of a sudden fell down and now she was disabled, or any matters. All of those things come up. We are humans, we live a life that we don't know what's going to happen to us tomorrow. Okay? Now, because these immigrations are very important to us, either we're moving here for the better opportunities that exist here, either we're moving here to finish our education, either we're moving here to start working, either we're moving here because one of our significant others do live here and we just cannot stay apart from them. The process is never going to be straightforward. And what it means is that in majority of the situations, you have to sacrifice certain factors in order to make this transition and move to the US. And in majority of cases, it's that either you do not have the opportunity to sell everything that you have in your own country to bring or transition or transfer that wealth with you to the US, or it's that certain circumstances are on your way that will not allow you to do that. For example, in our case, my dad was disabled. I was in high school. My brother was in middle school. So my mom was the only person who was basically, navigating this huge ship of all these responsibilities. How could she do everything at once, So she focused on more important matters. And that's going to be the case for a lot of us. So we have to make these sacrifices. We have to leave certain things behind. That we tell ourselves, oh, in 5 years I'm going to go and sell it and come back. Okay? Or it's the case that we're just not so sure. We're going to, let me move in here. Let me make sure everything is correct. Let me make sure everything is as solid as people tell me it is. And then sure, I'll sell my home and bring it with me. Or bring that money in order to purchase a new home here. Or simply you do not come from that background that has financial stability, even when they're in their own country. And there's nothing wrong here. Or you do have that financial stability. However, you're the son or the daughter of that family and you're migrating or immigrating to a different country, and of course your dad is not gonna sell the house that they're living at in order to give you the money so you basically purchase a new home for everybody over there, because your dad doesn't even know if he's gonna come or not. Okay, so whether you're from either of these groups, there is one factor that always remains. It's uncertainty. When your visa is gonna get approved, when your plane ticket is gonna be ready, when the sponsor or the person who's giving you the directions or advice is going to tell you, hey, you can come to my house when you arrive here, I'm gonna sponsor you, or or I'm gonna do this or that. Uncertainty exists, and in addition to that, you do not have time because of everything else that does come up. So, you move to the US, and in addition to what we just talked about, you have to now deal with not knowing English very well, not knowing the culture, and not having the basic needs that you had in your country. You do not have a car to go from one place to another. In US, you often need a car. So that means you have to be reliant on your advisor, on your sponsor, or whoever else it is, your cousin, your roommate, this or that. You do not have a house, so you are basically staying in one of the rooms of your sponsor in their house, so it's their rules. More than likely, when you move here, everything is more expensive because now everything is in dollar, and dollar is one of the most valuable currencies. And now you have to spend in dollar. Even that bag of potato chips, now it's gonna cost you 2 to 3 times of your country. Okay? So here's the point. Because of lack of all those factors that we mentioned, and if you're on the unlucky side that you either did not bring your wealth with you or such a thing is non-existent, and you are reliant on another person to take you from one place to another, to stay in their house, to basically them seeing you not having the basic needs, there are certain times, which will happen a lot, that you have to bend your back and take over positions and give up on conversations that you know it's not on your level, it's below you, and or in that conversation or on that topic you were right, but because of the other person and you want to be respectful to them because they're taking care of everything else for you, you need to shut that mouth. Okay? What's so significant about this video? We've already know that. Alright, now what I just mentioned requires a really high level of EQ as well as high level of maturity to understand, observe, and be able to digest. Okay, so it's not the case that everybody has figured out and everybody are going to tell you this, or this reality is going to be mentioned in every advice that you do have with your advisor or with your cousin on the phone. Now the point of this video is this. I was on a camp of telling these different stories to myself to justify it, to justify me staying in those positions, to justify me allowing those people to talk down on me, to feel better, to feel they're superior to me. I basically did not look at the realities and stayed in those positions for a longer time, which allowed people to take advantage of me over and over and over. Or I disregarded the fact that the picture a person represents matters. Okay? And I paid the price big time. And when I started to stand up for myself, those people got mad at me because they were used to take that, superior position and see me shut my mouth or do not have a conversation or back-to-back argument with them. You see? So the point is, and I'm gonna close with this sentence, you have to do it at certain times. Either it's you're taking a position that is below your level, you take in certain conversations, certain things that you need to do, you take it in and say, hey, it's okay. I'm not gonna say it. Let them feel better. Let them feel more powerful. Okay? Because they're doing so much other stuff for me. But just know that. Try to get out of it as soon as possible. Do not allow the stories of people around you to basically navigate your mind that it's okay for me to stay here. It's okay for them to treat me like this. It's okay for me to always keep my head down and say, yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay? Just get out of it. You have to do it at certain time unless, everything is set up perfectly in your life. But once it happens, do your best to get out of it. I hope this video was useful to you. Again, it's one of those topics that not everybody has the understanding or the maturity to understand it, to analyze it, to consume it, and be able to basically value it as a very important factor in order to deliver it to you as somebody who's planning to migrate. That's why I decided to record this video, and hopefully it will be used for the future generations to suffer less. Hope you have a good one, and until next one, peace.